Workflow management. Visualize.
What is workflow management? Ask your typical college professor and they might tell you something like, workflow management is the automation of a business process during which documents, information, or tasks are passed from one participant to another for action according to a set of procedural rules. What? Let's see if we can clarify that a bit. Workflow, at its core, simply refers to the process and procedures in which tasks are completed. Often, workflow is used interchangeably with terms like business process management and process reengineering. Essentially, all these terms are concerned with the same thing. They all refer to the way work flows through an organization. Think of work like a boat flowing on a current downstream on its way to some ultimate destination. Alright, simple enough. So what's the big deal? Well, workflow is important because it affects processes. And processes are everywhere. Let's take a look at a couple common processes in a typical organization. For example, a job opening is posted. An employee is hired. An incorrect bill is received. Money is refunded. A loan application submitted. And a loan is funded. The big question, however, lies inside of these arrows. What is happening between the actions on the left and the results on the right? Most processes include many steps, information handoffs, and interactions between different people in different departments of an organization. This complexity can lead to inefficiency, inconsistency, increased risk, and impaired productivity. So as an organization, we need to ask ourselves, are we operating as efficiently and effectively as possible? Or, to put it another way, is our boat floating along smoothly? Oftentimes, the answer is no. This is where the management and workflow management comes in. The goal of workflow management is to understand and determine what tasks need to be executed, what order they need to be accomplished in, who is involved, what systems are being used, and what rules are being followed. Without this proper management, our analogy turns from a boat floating down a calm river to salmon vigorously fighting to swim upstream. To demonstrate, let's take an example from an industry that many agree is in dire need of workflow management overhaul. Healthcare. Ideally, here's how a typical billing process would work at your average doctor's office. The doctor here provides a medical service to a patient. The doctor sends off the necessary paperwork to the insurance company. In turn, the insurance company receives the paperwork and sends payment back to the doctor. The doctor has the money, the patient is feeling better, and everyone is happy. A smooth, easy process, right? Potentially, but without proper workflow management, things can go very bad, very quickly. Let's take a closer look inside the workflow and see how this scenario often unfolds. We're going to move fast here, so try to keep up. The patient arrives at the doctor's office and fills out an information form. The front desk, in between answering phones, dealing with patients, and filling out other paperwork, eventually places the form in the patient's chart. When the patient is ready to be seen, the doctor pulls the chart, provides the medical service, and fills out a fee ticket, which he returns back to the front desk, who of course is still answering phones, dealing with patients, and filling out other paperwork. It's now the front desk's job to manually enter the fee ticket information into the computer, without errors hopefully, and then convert the fee ticket into a claim form to be sent to the insurance company, via old-fashioned snail mail. Offices deal with many insurance companies, so hopefully it gets sent to the right one. If not, it'll be returned right back to the doctor's office. Now these claim forms can be quite complicated, so even when the claim form is sent to the correct insurance agency, occasionally it will be missing information or not properly coded. Was that procedure actually covered? Did the doctor check the wrong box on the form? If so, it gets sent right back to the doctor's office again. Now, assuming everything goes perfectly and the correct insurance company receives the correct claims form, the insurance company is now able to send a payment to the doctor, in the form of a paper check. Of course, via old-fashioned snail mail. With a little luck though, the check arrives at the front desk, where as usual they are still busy answering phones, dealing with patients, and filling out paperwork. And if they're not too busy at the time, they can post the check data into the computer and prepare the check for deposit. Just as likely, however, the check will be placed in the no time to deal with the now file cabinet, or, as large stacks of paper are prone to do, accidentally find its way into the nearby trash can. In the meantime, though, the doctor is left wondering where his money is. Did he fill out the fee ticket correctly? Did the insurance company receive the claim form? Are they disputing our claim? Is it lost in the mail? Was there a key punch error? Was the check lost at the front desk? All this results in an unhappy doctor, an unhappy patient, and a poorly run office, all relying on a business process in need of a serious workflow overhaul. A process that should have resembled this, ended up looking more like this. Though it may seem ridiculous, this scenario is actually quite common. In fact, it's estimated that poor workflow results in doctors only receiving payment for around 60% of what they bill for. Clearly, there is major room for improvement here. Now let's take a quick look at a second doctor's office and see how they operate. In this doctor's office, the patient fills out their information at a kiosk in the lobby and the data is sent directly to the doctor's laptop. As the doctor is performing the medical service, he enters the billing information directly into his computer where it's sent electronically to the proper insurance company. The insurance company instantly processes the information on the form, sends a confirmation email back to the doctor's office, and makes payment instantly via an electronic funds transfer directly into the doctor's bank account. Quite a difference, huh? Which of these doctor's offices operates more efficiently and more effectively? Which one is more committed to workflow management? The answer is clear. Of course, workflow management does not just apply to the billing process in doctor's offices. As all organizations grow, they face the challenge of managing, maintaining, and scaling their business processes. In today's economic environment, businesses need to be able to adjust quickly when it comes to optimizing operations. They must figure out new ways to raise productivity, lower costs, increase ROI, and more effectively meet the needs of the consumer. To address these challenges, many organizations turn to workflow management.